And we're back with Monogatari. It's been such a long time since all three of us has watched an episode, but finally Kiwi got caught up, Serby's here, and we're ready to see what the first one is all about.
Yeah,
so of course,
donuts.
He's all about the donuts. Bro, you guys know what to do. Open up your own copy of the episode and sing it over the timer that's going to appear within Kiwi's hands at the end of my countdown. And I'm going to start the episode in 3, 2, 1, play.
Hey. Ooh, so green. Oh, he's thick.
No,
No, he's not.
Don't loot him.
I'm not looting anybody.
Literally saved his life. Haha. But aren't you a vampire? I'm glad
His
a little girl stepped on
ashes.
my face after all, bro.
He looks so unamused.
Damn, Madaragi, how does it feel for an ex to come and tell you to break up with your current little lolly in the shadows?
Lolly in the shadows. How's this gonna pan up? The way that he worded it to break up with Kiss Shot.
I mean, where is this in the timeline? Their connection has already been severed, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
Technically, he did.
I don't know if
But
he
that would
knows that.
mean- But that would mean world destruction.
Or if it's more of a like just distance kind of thing. Like, yeah, don't hang out with Shinobu anymore.
Honestly, I ship it. Since I ship Araragi, Senjugahara, Shinobu, and First Minion, that's pretty cute. I like it.
I mean, I think I did say that Shinobu was in love with him, but I didn't think it was like literally.
You said as much.
Nah, that just sounds selfish.
I mean, we saw Hana. We know how this goes.
Yeah. He gets 2 vampires.
I don't think we even watched the same show. Damn.
I just turned Monogatari into Pokemon in my mind. And vampires is what he collects. Oh, Oh dear, you made him angry. You should run.
Essentially, it's kind of what this argument boils down to.
Does he blink?
Yeah.
Why is that a question that you have?
Because his eyes have been open this whole time.
No, he's bling.
He's doing the classic business deal right now. You break up with Kisha, you get this. Go back to hunting aberrations.
Semi-permanently?
I mean, I think it's more important as to what Shinobu wants.
Episode.
This is just Survey's episode.
Yes. I didn't think I'd see episode again. My boy and my boy, they're both here.
As long as the job gets done, I suppose.
Oh,
Oh god.
damn.
I almost said Nadeko.
If you recall, Guyan was also talking about how she called in backup,
Yeah.
but we didn't know who it was.
I don't remember what I was theorizing about, so
You
I
were
can't
thinking
say
Kaiki.
anything. Oh, Kaiki, okay. I was hoping Kaiki.
Duel to the death for the maiden that we love. This is
Meanwhile,
what men
Shinobu in the
do,
corner. I hate you both.
right?
I think
Shinobu was just
Shinobu
like,
would
you
go
know what?
with a
I kind of
donut
like that
man."
Senjogahara girl. The donut man.
He just yeets himself up there.
Oh no! How do you explain your way out of that one? We don't get. Oh,
Oh, Kanbaru. Oh no, Shinobu seduced. Kanbaru seduced Shinobu.
Shinobu's like, I am the adult in the room. Tell her, Kanbaru.
Kanbaru has balls of steel, talking back to the most powerful being in the universe.
She always has. I don't know what you're talking about.
An open
Hey.
relationship.
They just need to get a long shirt. It'll be fine.
Hmm. Yeah. She understands that better than anybody in the series.
This darn logic getting in everyone's way.
Mm-hmm. Kanbaru only spitting facts. Shinobu can't counter any of this at all.
Shinobu's like, the logic can't compute, but also, Kak. I thought you were Senjaka.
Trust in Kanbaru. She got this. True.
It's just stab after stab after stab.
Unrelenting, honestly. This is so good for
Kanbaru.
Kanbaru as a character, though.
She's already dead. You can lay off.
I mean, this kind of makes her Hana arc a little bit more powerful.
No, if anything, it makes her Hana arc weaker because she's such a great character. Why the heck is that arc so bad?
Not as the main character, but as her own character. In a way, it is your responsibility, yeah.
She's saying you have to finish what you started.
Mm-hmm.
Take responsibility for your past actions.
Not just letting other people deal with it.
Yeah, you can just go with episode.
Kanbaru literally defeated the strongest being in the universe. Bro. The only character in the series to ever do that. Oh my god. Man, seeing episode kind of makes me think of Wolfwood.
I was
thinking the same thing.
But the funny thing is, like, Wolfwood is like the badass gun and everything. Episode's just chucking around a giant.
That's probably why I was thinking that was a bonking just cross, because I was thinking episode. Oh, the first time she lost. Anybody would be kind of sulking if they lost to a high school girl.
Oh, just how frank Kanbaru is.
She's really good at communicating. She needs some alone time, I think.
No.
I mean, the point still stands. Oh man,
I love this
I
episode.
felt called out by the
this episode is so good.
So we got a lot of treats this episode. She'll be a good fish now.
Servy definitely has a type, though.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
I still haven't found my man in Monogatari.
What do you mean?
Like three
Kaiki
men.
is everybody's man.
No, Kaiki is a woman.
A character as good as that can't possibly be a man. It's been a while since I watched this arc, but I forgot how good it was.
I wonder if Shinobu's gonna cut her hair after this.
Following the trend of every Monogatari girl so far.
Yeah.
I don't want her to cut her hair though. She would look like a Karen.
But yeah, this episode does so much for Kanbaru as a character. Because, like, not thinking to Hana, because Hana doesn't really do her justice, for sure. But Kanbaru has kind of not been in the main series for a bit, and she hasn't really done anything significant that the other girls have, right? So she has to get her moment here in Shinobu's arc by being the first person to defeat the strongest being in the universe. Which really
she
sets
says
her
the
apart
things
from
that
the cast.
Shinobu really needed to hear.
There was no way that Shinobu could
Things
counter
that
any
she'd
of
been
that.
avoiding for 400 years.
And subconsciously doing as well, because she has been saying that she doesn't care, like that it ended in spite, but followed his ashes all the way to this village.
Yeah. Subconsciously, she was like, oh yeah, go to Japan to see Mount Fuji, but then why did you end up here, right? Of all places. This isn't anywhere near Mount Fuji. It's a problem that she needs to deal with herself, and Kanbaru just told her that.
DIY.
DIY, that's so cute too. Yeah, it's just so good. And speaking on that, and Hana, yeah, Serbi, you're absolutely right. This arc just makes Hana look even worse.
I mean, in my head, for me, it was more like it showed to us that Kanbaru stands by her own like
It
principle.
didn't redeem Hana, it redeemed Kanbaru.
Yeah, that's what I
Yes.
was trying to say. Where like she went by what she said to Shinobu, where she did it herself. She confronted her herself. She was dealing with it herself. So that's what I meant.
This
Just
highlights
like-
Kanbaru's strengths in a good way. Like, she's stubborn, straight to the point, and tells you what you need to hear. Whereas within Hana, like, while her traits are still there, it just was exhausting and repetitive and just didn't get to the point fast enough. Whereas, like, we spent a while of Shinobu denying it, but each time Shinobu denied it, she came up with a different excuse, and Kanbaru just came back with, no, you're not getting it, right?
Yeah, and Kanbaru is also kind of the perfect character for that situation. Not just because of who she is as a person, but also because she knows how it feels to be second. And how to be kind of hurt by her love.
Yeah. I still think Shinobu would be cute with the first minion.
Oh, God. Maybe, I don't know about that.
We'll see where it goes.
I guess that's a good segue into what do you guys think of the first minion and like his conversation with Araragi? Does he
I love
truly
him.
love Shinobu?
I mean, if I hadn't made it obvious, I really like him. I really want him to continue being the part of the group. I don't want him to die. I don't agree with what he stands, but like, sure.
I think his feelings are just as conflicted as Shinobu's are, honestly. I think Shinobu still matters to him a lot, but I think those feelings are kind of twisted in his reaction. So, like, does he love her? I don't think he even knows the answer to that. Does he forgive her? I don't think he knows. I think this confrontation will answer all those questions for both of them. I think the confrontation is where they need to go to solve and actually figure out those things for themselves.
Certainly
That's
complicated
what I
relationship.
gather anyways.
When you're just sitting there as a pile of ashes for 400 years because you threw yourself into the sun after realizing that the god that you were kind of like working together with and worshiping was actually a vampire, one of the things that you were meant to slay. It's
I mean,
yeah.
that's a lot to swallow for some dude. Like, I think he's pretty valid in, like, not committing the nays, obviously, but like, your entire like worldview and belief system is shattered in an instant, and you become the one thing you hate most in the world, right? Where does that leave you? And all of a sudden, those feelings of the person who you've admired and looked up to is the one who betrayed you. It's like, I don't. Can you look past that and forgive her and realize that it's maybe not as dramatic as it seemed to you in that moment? Or are you going to determine that, nope, this doesn't work and we need to go our separate ways from here? But you can't come to those conclusions by avoiding them.
Certainly. I mean, Kanbaru was telling that to Shinobu as well. And for him, I suppose he came to the same conclusion with challenging Araragi to this duel to the death.
Well, I think that's why he wanted to meet her and quote-unquote make up. Whether or not that's truly his intentions, I think he does know he needs to confront it, right?
Yeah.
But for me, he feels like more like, I don't know if I said this in the last one as well, but to me, he feels a lot like a toddler that lost something that he really, really liked and he wants it back. He doesn't like
I don't know
have
that
any...
I agree.
Yeah, he doesn't have like he has feelings for Shinobu. Not really. I would not really say romantic feelings, but he does have some kind of feelings for Shinobu. Maybe admiration. Maybe he's just
like
feels connected to her because there is nobody else alive from that time when he was alive. But to me, it feels more like, oh, he wants to duel Araragi to maybe sort out his feelings, yes, but at the same time, also kind of,
you see, I don't find him to be the childish one in this scenario. I think Shinobu is 100% the toddler in this case. I feel like while his actions are maybe a quote-unquote childish solution, I think his action in trying to find a solution makes him the more mature one in this endeavor.
I mean, 100%. The man lived in ashes and was left to his own thoughts for 400 years. Of course, he would have a more mature thought process than Shinobu, who has just been avoiding the conversation this whole time. But it's just that, to me, he doesn't feel genuine, which is why I like him.
These two sentences don't connect.
Again, I disagree. I think he's genuine not in his words, but in his goal, I guess.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think he doesn't necessarily know if he wants to make up with her or if he wants to kill her or what he wants to do. And kind of, you see in the conversation with Araragi that that's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
But he needs to find that, he needs to confront her, and that's basically all that matters in his action.
Yeah, it's just that for me it felt that way because when we first met him in the armor suit form, he said that he wanted the sword. That he wanted the sword back. And that's why to me it felt more superficial, where he just wants to use, I want to sort out what happened between us in the past. The feelings as an excuse to kind of get the sword back by getting rid of Shinobu, but I don't know, I could be wrong.
I mean, it could be, but I also think the sword could maybe be his way of moving on. Kind of like, if you break up with someone, but you left something that you care about at their house. It's not necessarily a matter of you actually really care about the item as much as just you need to retrieve it so you can completely close that door and end a relationship, right?
I've never been in a relationship, so I can't really say anything about that. But
I mean, I haven't either. But the point's
I don't think any of us have.
I know,
but
for me, if I saw an item that I got for somebody else that like broke my heart or like was really mean to me in the past and I got it back, I would feel more hurt by seeing that item every day than just moving on away from it. It would be more like, I would let them have it and completely forget about it because like the relationship is over. I don't have to be reminded of it that way.
Reality of it, but I don't think it is for him.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Just based on what
with me.
Well, just based on his character that we've seen of him thus far, I'm not going to say he has a simplistic mindset, but he's trying to take the most direct course of action that he can think of. So in this case, it's dueling Araragi. In the one who wins, that's the solution, right?
Yeah.
Or get the sword back, end the relationship, make up with her. Like he's trying to find the outcome that has the simplest trajectory. It's a complicated topic, and he's running into barriers and trying to figure out what to do about it. But
once again, I will say that like 400 years is a very long time to either get over past hate or to stew in your hate. Regardless of all that, you have to acknowledge that his will to live was immense, and the first one was a very, very talented individual. So how he deals with his own emotions is probably not erratic. There's definitely some rational thought going on there, which is why I would agree that he's trying to figure things out right now, step by step, and hopefully find something there.
I'm not disagreeing with Serbi on that. Like, that's not something I'm disagreeing about. I'm just saying that to me it kind of feels like there's more than just trying to figure stuff out. So
I think the more in this situation is just what the potential outcome could be. The thing that needs to happen is the confrontation and actually just finding the answer, but that can lead to many different outcomes. And I think we're seeing a bunch of different characters kind of spin all the what ifs of how this could end up, but when the reality is you can what if till the end of eternity and come up with a million different things that could happen, but you just have to do it and figure out which way it ends up going.
How do you think this duel will end? the duel to the death between Araragi and the first one. Because obviously we know that Araragi makes it out of this, but what about the first one?
I think Araragi dies and the whole series gets retconned.
Okay, I see. Yeah, Nisio kind of has
Araragi dies.
record of doing
Araragi
that.
dies.
Yeah.
Araragi dies, and the first one takes form of Araragi and leaves one as a Araragi.
Bruh.
No, I'm thinking that
And then Araragi
is gonna
transformed
win.
years as ashes and eventually comes back as Meme.
Oh, I like how we just have like super logical conversation for like the past 10 minutes, and then we just go off the rails right here.
Okay, I think that
Sometimes my brain needs a rest.
I think that the first one is gonna end up being close to winning. Shinobu is gonna come in, have a conversation with him, reject him, and then first one is going to go on with episode, and they're going to have a rainbow in love with Kaiki.
This is just wishful thinking at this point. I think you should just write a fanfic.
If I were to make a serious guess, I think it's going to start with them confronting each other, and I think it is going to end in Shinobu and in the first minion actually talking and figuring it out on their own.
Yeah, I agree with that. That was like I started thinking about it seriously, but then didn't know how to end it, so I went the joking way. But yeah, that's also my thought process. And then that's why Araragi is able to then come back with Shinobu and save Kawa.
I also concede that that's kind of the obvious guess, but
It's I learned from.
I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if
Lost
Monogatari
Ark.
spins it and does something a little more
Look,
complicated. But I also it goes one of two ways. It either goes somewhere like completely complicated and off the rails, or it goes with the simple answer. In this case, I think it'll be the simple answer. But we'll see.
I learned from Oikura arc that Nishio Isen can really go with the simple answer when he gives his stuff to it.
Mhm.
So I'm hoping it's the simple answer this time around, because then I'm going to be sus with Monogatari again.
I feel like in this scenario, because we've built up to it with kind of such a complicated surrounding, the simple answer will be best. I'm sure whatever Monogatari does will be fun, and I'm here for it.
I'm of the opinion that sometimes stories don't need to be complex in order to be good.
No, I agree completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree completely. It's just that Bakemonogatari had really like weird answers, and then you get used to the weird, and then it continues in the second season, and then
Hey,
Wari
being
comes.
simple is sometimes
and-
unpredictable. Just like how you screwed yourself over with like your own theories with Oikura stuff. Is like overthinking everything. Like, no, that's too simple. It couldn't be that, but it is.
I mean, those were my words. No, that's way too simple of an answer to be correct.
Yeah. Both you and Serby were saying that, so I was like, okay, whatever you say.
Yeah, I'm just happy I got to see first Minion Bean and my episode Bean all in the same scene. Like,
Truly
I know
a
I will put
fantastic
up thumbnail, and I am happy.
All right, I have to draw the thumbnail.
No, I'm doing this one.
Okay. You can
Oh
have
my
it.
god. I like how Kiwi immediately
You
folded.
could take over thumbnails again, but I'm doing this one.
Zero, don't forget to put my face over one of the characters.
Nah, not
What?
anymore.
No, not anymore. No, we're not doing that. Oh god. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the discussion. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 1,000. We're so close. Please.
Road to
Other than
1,000.
I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world, and we'll see you next time. Later, my dudes.
Oi.
Bye bye.